Assalamu alaikum everyone. I would like to introduce Erudite Coaching Center's new initiative, the Armed Forces Initial and ISSB Test Training Program. I will be your host for today's video where I will touch on a few facts and the what's and how's of ISSB. I hope that by the end of this video you will have gained a sufficient insight into ISSB selection procedure and into what ECC can provide for you. So let's briefly go over what we will be discussing in this video. The main aspects covered will be understanding ISSB and its procedure. We will then touch on the pathway to final selection, what makes a successful candidate, and how ECC can help you train for the ISSB. At the very end, I will share my own personal experience on ISSB, what I think provides candidates the best chance to be recommended. Just begin with understanding ISSB. The Inter-Service Selection Board is tasked with screening aspirants who wish to join the Armed Forces officer ranks. A candidate is tested on various qualities to check if they are a good fit to become an officer. ISSB examining staff make an effort to thoroughly understand and scrutinize a candidate's personality and traits so that no compromise is made in a candidate's capability or the testing procedures. It is important that a candidate remains true to their thoughts and ideals to allow the ISSB staff to accurately gauge each aspirant. Put your best foot forward, but most importantly, be original. ISSB focuses on the following attributes, among other things. Nobody is expected to have a full grasp on each attribute. Different skills allow for a more dynamic individual, making them more valuable to the armed forces. A dynamic individual is able to respond effectively to various situations and tackle challenges as they come up successfully. Nevertheless, a certain amount of appreciation for each attribute must be met to achieve recommendation. The attributes are integrity, social skills, determination, physical ability, leadership, and team abilities. During your 4 days at ISSB, you will be tested to check how much of each attribute you possess. Moving over to the dimensions of ISSB and their respective tasks. There are three main dimensions, the site dimension, the GTO dimension, and the Deputy President dimension, each tailored to assess candidates on separate personality traits. The site dimension targets the subconscious mind in an effort to reveal the true identity and nature of a candidate. The testing procedure involves effective psychological examination methods, documented to provide accurate representation of a person's subconscious. These tests include word association tests, emotional quotient EQ test, thematic apperception tests, among several other methods. The Group Testing Officer GTO dimension is geared mostly towards finding a candidate's inner leadership qualities and their social skills, as well as their physical capabilities. The GTO dimension involves examination methods such as public speaking and discussions, command tasks, group tasks, and the individual obstacle course to test physical fitness. The last dimension, that of the Deputy President, attempts to assess a candidate's confidence and self-esteem, their morals, ethics and etiquettes, and situational awareness and knowledge. The Deputy President's interview is arguably the most important part of ISSB. Here, you must prove your determination and readiness to make a career out of the armed forces. At the end, these three dimensions come together to decide if the candidate will make a good military officer. We will now discuss the path you will take up to final selection. The selection procedure is generally the same for all sister forces, the Army, Navy, and the Air Force. However, each force has certain unique elements in the procedure based on their requirements. You begin by applying online to any of the Armed Forces websites and appear at the respective selection and recruitment centers for initial tests. In the initial test, your academic aptitude as well as physical and medical fitness is tested. If successful, you will move on to the ISSB testing and interviews, the procedure of which we have previously discussed. If recommended, a complete medical review is conducted by the Armed Forces Medical Board at dedicated combined military hospitals. Once declared fit for service, a merit list is made and those who make the merit receive joining letters and instructions. Pakistan Army provides the following courses. The major difference between testing in each course is that of the subjects tested in academic phase and different physical benchmarks. Pakistan Navy offers the following courses with no variation in testing procedure apart from different physical benchmarks. Pakistan Air Force has the following courses on offer. There is no physical test in the Air Force initial procedure. However, GDP candidates appear for a flying aptitude test after their ISSB. Moving on to our next topic of discussion, what makes a successful candidate? The armed forces require an all-rounder candidate. Apart from academic aptitude and physical fitness, each candidate must possess the following qualities. First and foremost, they must acknowledge their self-esteem. and understanding about oneself shows maturity and allows for growth and improvement. Self-worth impacts decision-making, motivation, and one's overall well-being. Next, each candidate must have sufficient verbal communication skills. The ability to convey your message can only be acquired through good vocabulary and expressions. One must also possess the confidence to voice their opinions and stand by their ideals. Furthermore, having sufficient information on the armed forces is necessary. Knowledge on rank structures and an understanding on each armed forces roles must be held by applying candidates. One must also be aware of domestic as well as international situations. You are also expected to have knowledge on the ministers, policies, and individuals in the armies of Pakistan. The interview phase of selection procedure can often serve as the make or break aspect. Candidates must be prepared to face this challenge head on, so arm yourself with the required information. Now for what ECC can offer with respect to ISSB training. At ECC, our goal is to polish your skills and add to them as necessary. ECC will arm its students with the tools required to be a successful candidate in ISSB, as well as a better individual overall. The training provided will ensure that you leave a reformed person with the ability to successfully tackle life's various challenges. ISSB's requirement demands candidates to be authentic to themselves. ECC's training program is formulated in a way that does not alter your personalities, but instead gives you the capability to fully express yourself and make you ready for the tasks ahead. This will allow examining staff at ISSB with ample information on the candidate, thus providing an accurate assessment and a greater possibility of being recommended. ECC will do its best to provide its students with the training and resources to help them in their journey towards selection. You can obviously expect good results. However, even if life has other plans for you, your time at ECC and all that you've learned will gear you up for any endeavor you undertake in the future. I will conclude with my personal experience of ISSB and my perception towards it. The 4 days you spend at ISSB easily become one's most cherished memories. You make friends, you learn, and you grow. Being nervous is completely natural. After all, these 4 days may decide your future career. However, you must realize that ISSB is not a gauge for you as a person. ISSB only checks for best fits for the military. Being recommended does not make you better than others, and being not recommended does not mean you lack what it takes to succeed in life. Those who are successful in the ISSB are usually candidates that apply their skills and knowledge in a way that will provide them an edge as a military commander. Those who are not recommended are not failures in any way, only that their skills are better applied in a non-military situation. Nevertheless, you are still expected to fully showcase your abilities, and the best way to do so is by training yourself to be confident and determined towards your goal. I hope this video has been informative for you, and I'm sure you will wish to join ECC for your training. Erudite Coaching Center wishes you the best. Allah Hafiz.